In this series, I'm starting over as a broke level 1 player with the goal of becoming a GTA Online veteran. But in order to do so, I'll have to complete every objective on this list while having a limit of 2 hours a day to play. So with that being said, welcome to episode 1 of Rags to Riches 2-hour edition. So here we are in Los Santos, and as you can see, I am a level 1 player with only $99 in the bank. And as I said in the intro, my goal for this series is to complete everything on that list so I could call myself a GTA Online veteran. Now, I think the list is fairly complete, but if you think anything should be added, make sure to leave that in the comment section down below. So with that being said, I'm going to start up the timer and we will get into our first episode of the series. And with that, we have 2 hours on the clock, and the first thing to do when you first get into GTA Online is to go over to a stash house. Now, I already have a pistol with, what's that, 48 bullets in it, so we don't have much to work with, but that should be enough to do what we need to do here. Now, while I'm making this series because I think it would be a fun challenge, I'm also doing it to hopefully help out new people who are playing GTA Online for the first time, because a lot of the stuff I'm going to do is going to be stuff that will help out new players. So I'm going to explain a lot of stuff as we're going through it, and with that being said, the first thing to do is to do this stash house. Now, don't drive into a tree, but instead we're going to head over to the stash house, which is indicated by this little purple icon here, and it is indicated by that little house on the map. What a stash house is we're going to go inside. We might as well just go right into it, and there's going to be enemies in there. If we take them all out, find a code located somewhere in the stash house and use it on the safe, we could take some contents that are worth thousands of dollars, and it's a great way to make some easy money when you first start out. So we got one guy here, we got quite a few. I don't think I'm gonna yeah. Now, one thing that will help this process is having assisted aim on, which is something I already default had. Boom, because it will allow you to auto lock onto targets so that you don't have to do the manual aiming as much yourself. So now that we've taken everybody out, we're gonna see this yellow sticky note here, and there's a code on it, 5291. And now we got to use that over here on the safe. There you go. That should open it up. We're now going to get the contents out of here, and we're going to have to escape or get out of the area successfully in order to get our money. And we should be far enough away. There you go. So we just got $31,000, and that could be done every single real life day. So easy way to make money when we first start out. But now that we've done that, we're now going to head over to G's Cash, which is indicated by this purple icon on the map. And we're going to go pick up G's Cash, which will give us full snacks, full ammo, and likely 15 to 20,000 more dollars. But before we do that, I want to talk about the best thing to work towards when you first start out in the game, and that is getting the Kasaka submarine. Now, it is locked here on the website, but regardless, we need $2.2 million in order to buy that, and clearly we are nowhere near that. Now, this is the best or second best business in the entire game, which is why we're going after it first, but it will allow us to buy almost every other business in the game. It will really set us up well for the future. When you get to G's Cash, there will be this white circle on your map, and in it, you're going to be looking for a box. The box will look just like this, and if we walk up to it, we could pick it up, and we got $15,000 this time, and we got full snacks and ammo. And now that we have that, I'm now going to start up the first dose mission storyline. This is probably the best thing you could do when you first start out the game. It's going to get you hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it will get you good experience in completing missions, in whatever it may be, driving, flying, everything. It is a great intro to the game, so it's going to be over here at this yellow R on the map. But first, we have to prepare for it. So the first thing to do is to head over to the Dynasty 8 website. We're going to pick up a garage, and we're going to pick up the cheapest garage possible, which I think should be free. For me, for some people, it may be $10,000, $20,000. But yeah, we're going to pick up the Unit 124 at Poplar Street, and that's because we want it to hold a very important vehicle for us, and that vehicle is right here. It is the Duke of Death. It is a really good armored vehicle. It will make completing missions very easy, and now the only other thing we have to do before we head over to complete the first dose missions is to get a weapon that will allow us to do that. And that weapon is the Special Carbine. It is by far one of the best weapons you could get in the game. I will get an extended clip for it as well, which is why I went and made that money. But now we have a great assault rifle, $20,000 in cash, and now an armored vehicle, which I will call up from my mechanic. And now we could take that to head over to Ron, or this yellow R on the map, to start up the first dose missions. And we have arrived. We could now start up the mission, and it's going to be first dose number 1. I do suggest getting armor with it, getting all of your ammo if you're doing this as well, and we are going to start this up. Now, the reason why I'm doing all of these first dose missions, and eventually will be the last dose missions as well, is because they pay out crazy first time bonuses. So there are 6 of these first dose missions total, and each of them will pay out to roughly $20,000 for the mission itself. But for the first 5, you're going to get a $50,000 first time bonus for each mission. So right away, if you complete the first 5, that's 250 grand of just first time bonuses. But then for the finale mission, for mission number 6, the first time bonus is 250 grand. So all in, you're making roughly around $650,000, $700,000 from all 6 missions, which is incredible. And not only that, it will allow us to unlock the ability to purchase and use a business in the game called the Acid Lab. And so the mission now begins, and this is why I think auto aim is so important, because if you take cover behind an object and then just click the aim button, it will auto lock you onto a target. So now we could easily take out all of the enemies in the area here, although I'm just shooting at air. But this mission should be very easy, and a lot of the first dose missions should be really easy and straightforward. And because we have snacks, we can now go into our weapons wheel and press up on the D-pad and get all of our health regenerated. And that was pretty much it. Very straightforward, very easy. We're now going to be given a location to another hideout across the Alamo Sea that we'll have to go to. Now, at the other hideout, there's going to be tons of enemies, and it will prompt you that you could go pick up a boat at the Alamo Sea and use that to head over. But instead, the best way to do this is to head over to our mechanic and once again call up our Duke of Death, which is almost completely bulletproof, and it will make this part of the mission so much easier. Okay, so we've arrived here at the other hideout, and we only have a pistol that we could use currently. An AP pistol is always better, but currently we only have the base pistol. So I have to take out some enemies like that. And keep in mind though that the Duke of Death is not completely bulletproof from the front. It is from the back if I'm not mistaken, but we can be shot a little bit in here, so be a little bit careful. There's going to be enemies all around Dax's journey, which is this red sort of camper van, if you want to call it that. And then what I like to do is drive up literally right next to it, hop into it, and if you really want to, you could get out health and ammo, go over to snacks, use the snacks to keep your health up, and now we could just take off and head over to pick up Dax. And here we are to get my boy Dax, but he's a bit of a maniac, but he will allow us to get tons of money, so I guess we'll let him slide. Now, I gotta say, I am really excited for this series because for people who have been playing the game for some time, as I have, sometimes it could feel a little bit boring, because after a while, if you play on the same account, you have all the cars, you have all the money, all the properties, you've played all the missions and all the heists and whatnot, and it can feel a bit stale unless there is new content added. Little shortcut here for getting to the freak shop, just head over here, and then we could go down the hill here. But I gotta say, going back to what I was saying, starting up a new account is always so much fun because there's so many different ways to get started in the game, and the feeling of building up from the bottom once again is just a ton of fun. And I'm excited that I'm getting to start this with you guys, and hopefully I could help you out as well as entertain you. But with that being said, we've now completed the first dose mission. We got 20k right there, and when we load back into the public lobby, you're going to see that we're going to get a $50,000 first time bonus. So the money should come in at any point right now. We're just going to walk around there you go. So we're now at $90,000. So that is great money, and we can now also go and start up the first dose mission storyline. So we can start up mission 2 and keep going through all the way to the 6th mission. But something that was important that we just unlocked when completing the first mission is the ability to do Fleeca jobs. These are simple jobs that pay out $50,000 each time, and they are going to work towards getting an upgrade for the Acid Lab, which is what we're going to unlock at the end of the whole storyline. So if we just call up Dax, request work we will get a Fleeca Job. Some of them are really annoying to do, and I'm going to try to skip them. All you have to do is load into a new session to skip them, but if we get a good one, we will complete it and get that $50,000. So I didn't like the one that I was given. It's the one where it says contaminate the weed farm. That takes forever to do. I wouldn't bother. So I'm going to see if I could get a better one here. I should mention though that there are two different missions that have you contaminating a wheat farm. There's one where you go to an actual location and you turn on the sprinklers and it contaminates it. That one is perfectly fine. It's the one where you have to go get a crop duster and fly it over the fields. That one is just such a pain, I wouldn't even bother. But this one is actually one of the easier ones. So the person we are looking for is actually going to be a boss of these. Okay, we're just getting tanked. A boss of this other organization. We're gonna have to take him out, and the boss is gonna have this red arrow above him. There you go. Now all we have to do is take a quick pick, and now that we've got that, we got to pick up these stolen goods and get away safely. We will be chased down, hunted down by some enemies, but that's okay. Okay, so I dropped off the goods, hopped in one of these four-wheelers. There you go, $50,000. Now these missions do have a 48-minute cooldown, which is why I wanted to do one right away. But now we could set our spawn location over as the freak shop, and we can now start up the second first dose mission. Okay, here we are, mission number 2. This one's really easy, especially if you have the Duke of Death. I'll take you through it quickly. So the first part of this mission is very easy. All I'm gonna do is pick up this truck cab. We're gonna attach it to some party supplies, quote unquote. And if it was only that simple, this mission would be amazing, but it is not that simple. We're gonna get ambushed here in a second, and then things are gonna get a little bit more interesting. So here is the ambush. All you have to do, I'm just gonna run right through these boys. Sucks to suck. And now the party supplies are on fire, and that's gonna be expected. I don't think there's a way to avoid this from happening. All you have to do is detach it from the trailer, and now we're going to be directed to head over to the Lost MC hideout. But before I head over there, I'm getting my Duke of Death. This will make things a lot easier. Actually, matter of fact, let's take out this guy right now so that we don't have to deal with him when we get back to the hideout. Hey, wait, stay there, stay there. Man, I suck. Okay, I'm here at the hideout, and I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did with the hideout in the first mission. There you go. Pretty easy. We're now going to head inside. There's going to be guys in the actual clubhouse, so take them out. This guy's gonna come at you with a baseball bat. Wrong fight, buddy. And then there's going to be one or two other people in here, I believe. Yeah, there you go, that's one. So now all we have to do is take pictures of some of their plans, which is in this room right here. Send that over to Dax, easy as you like. And then there's going to be a bag that we could take right here. And with the bag, we're gonna start jacking some of their shit, because they keep messing with us. Now that we've got all of their good stuff, we can now exit, and once again, having the Duke of Death is going to be so important. There's going to be enemies everywhere. We could just hop in and just back right out and not even bother with any of them. That is mission number 2. So far, we have a decent amount of money, but mission number 3 is going to be a tough one, and there's one weapon in the game that makes it so much easier. It does cost a lot of money, but I'm going to pick it up because I don't feel like spending 20-30 minutes on one mission. Even though I may end up doing that because I could suck, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, we are here back at the ammunition, and the weapon we're gonna pick up is the homing launcher. This is essentially an RPG launcher. It's very good, but it's gonna come in handy for this next mission. Now I can do it without the homing launcher, but the homing launcher will also come in handy for future missions anyways, so I might as well just pick it up now. And now we could start up the third first dose mission, Fatal Incursion. This one's gonna be a doozy. All right, now that we've arrived here at Stab City, the best way to do this is actually to drive up the side of this hill here, if my Duke of Death would let me. And now that we'll go up even further. We'll get some more distance away from these boys. And now that we are way up here, I could stand up on my Duke of Death, and the first part of this mission is we have to destroy property of the Lost MC. Now, the property is all over Stab City, this little park here, and so all we have to do, we could go down there and engage with all of them, but there's a chance that we die, and I don't like that chance. So instead, from here, I'm just going to take out all of their property, which we could see in the bottom right-hand corner with that property bar. I'm going to take it all out from here with my homing launcher, because might as well. And I think this should do it. Yes, perfect. So now we've destroyed all of the property. We'll now be given a location to another compound that we have to go to, pick up some packages, and take off. Okay, we've arrived at Miller's Fishery. And here we're going to have to pick up 10 packages of the Walter White, if you know what I'm talking about. Hopefully you do. But once again, I'm just going to stay in my Duke of Death and take out as many enemies from here as I possibly can. Most of them were taken out, which is nice. And now that we don't have a door, it's even easier access to the things we need to pick up. So that is where the first stuff, or the first pack of the Walter White is. The second pack is going to be in here. You can just back up into it, climb over my Duke of Death, and there's going to be, whoa, parkour. 2 more packages in here. That's hello. I'm going to drive around this building here. There's going to be someone on this side. There should be, yep, right there. Perfect. Take them out, and now I'm going to head downstairs into the lab. It's going to be the exact same thing as a stash house, but in there's going to be another 2 packages, I believe. There's 1, there's 2, beautiful. Get package 1, get package 2, so now we have 5 out of 10 packages. The other ones are going to be in the main part of the compound, so let's head over there. So once again, I'm just going to chill here with my Duke of Death, take out people from this point. So I'm going to grab the other 2 packages from here. Health, increase my health, perfect. Get a package from there, perfect. There's 2 more down there at the docks, but we have 1 more to get from over here. We got it in this little dinghy, this little raft, and now all I got to do is drive down here. There's 2 more packages, we'll just boop into it, perfect. Pick up these 2, and now we're going to pick up the dodo. Why is it moving? What is going... It's moving on its own. What? Ayo, come back. Rockstar, what's going on here, bro? Ayo, let me in. Let me in. How did it drift that far away? Okay, now all we have to do is land the dodo in the storm drain, which is right here. That is mission number 3. That is usually the hardest one to get through, but because of that little tactic that I use of hopping up onto the hill, taking out the people or the property in Stab City, and then using the Duke of Death, it makes the whole thing so much faster. So that was another $20,000, and we will get our 50K here in a second. Now we only have 45 minutes left. There you go, 180. So there's a few different things we could do. I don't know if the cooldown for the Dax Fooligan mission is over. I should have set a timer, but I didn't. So instead, I'm going to do the 4th mission of the first Dose mission storyline because it is so easy. If you haven't done it, it is essentially a long acid trip, but they turn it into the form of like a stunt race. So it's very easy, very straightforward, essentially a free 70K. And that is the mission. What was that, like 10 minutes? Not too bad. There is the $50,000, and what I'm going to do now is instead of doing a Fooligan mission, I'm actually going to start up mission number 5 for the first Dose storyline, because I do think we could get that done in 35 minutes time. Before getting into it though, getting some throwables will really help with the mission, so I personally go for sticky bombs, maybe 10 or so. It's good enough, and now we could get into it. So for the first part of this mission, we're pulling up here to a hippie camp, and we gotta destroy some lab equipment. Now there's going to be tons of guys around here, so I'm gonna have to be somewhat careful, but the easiest way I've found to do this is to toss a sticky bomb inside, activate it, whoop, there you go, and that destroys the lab equipment for you. So that was the last batch of lab equipment. Now we gotta find a random one of these vans that will give us a location to the other hippie vans. I'm coming full speed for these guys. Boy, just give you a little parting gift there. Goodbye. So that is the first part of the mission. Now we have to head over to the Altruist camp and take out some more hippie vans. Okay, so we're now at the Altruist camp, and similar to Stab City, I'm actually going to drive up the side of the hill right next to the Altruist camp, and I'm going to shoot down from up here and take out all of the vans. So that's going to be number 1 right there. Number 2 is going to be up here. And then number 3 should be just off to the left. Oh, there you go. And those are the 3 vans we have to take out. I'll take out these guys as well because they're being annoying. And now all I got to do is drive down into the camp. And once I get into the camp, it's going to trigger the Valkyrie, which is an armored helicopter. And once we take that out, the mission is over. So very straightforward once again. There's the Valkyrie. Simmer down, buddy. Don't land on me, though. Don't land on me. Wait. Okay. Now all we have got to do is drive down the side of the mountain, and we should be in the clear. So far we've gotten through 5 of the 6 first dose missions, which is really good for episode 1, because that's going to be a great foundation for us going forward. Like I said, the 6 first dose missions in total will make us $650,000 to $700,000, and we still have so many other ways to make easy money as a level 1 or beginner player. So there is our 50 grand, and now we're going to head back to the freak shop and start up another Fooligan mission from there. There you go, 50k. And now is the interesting thing, we got exactly 10 minutes left. And I think I'm going to go for something that I wasn't planning on using until tomorrow, but it is, well, I couldn't find what I was looking for, so instead I'm going to do one of the currently 3 times money simian missions, I guess, and see how this goes. Hopefully it's pretty easy and we could get it done in 7 minutes. All right, well, somehow we made it back alive. Let's see how much money we get. And if it's a good enough amount of money, maybe I will do a few more of these in future episodes for this week, because utilizing money for these double money weeks are really important, or triple money in this case. It's really important or really useful if you are a new player. So $11,000, not really worth it. Well, I mean, it only took a couple minutes, so it wasn't bad, but not something I think will grind out too much going forward. So with only 3 minutes left, I'm going to share with you one little trick you could use if you are starting out in the game as well. We'll head over here. If you head into, and I'll actually point it out on the map, if you head over to Simeon's dealership here on the map, and you go inside into the showroom, there's going to be a snack bowl here. This is where you could get free snacks. This is similar to what we got when we did the G's cash. It replenished all of our snacks that allowed me to go through all those first dose missions without worrying too much about my health. So if we ever need to going forward, we could always just come back here and fully replenish our snacks, which is really useful. With that being said, the final thing to talk about today is, like I mentioned earlier in the video, there is a really easy way to make tons of money when you first start out, and that is to, 1, connect a social club account to your console, which is what I did. So that allows me now to make money with the treasure hunts like the Stone Hatchet event, or the Dual Action Revolver and the Navy Revolver event. Those 3 will get me $750,000, which is really good money. But more importantly, and the thing that I was talking about earlier, is once you connect a social club account to your character, you could then go and do the 2-step verification process, which is what I'm going to do. And if I do it, I'm then going to be rewarded with $500,000 in-game for completely free. So once I do that, it's going to take 2 to 3 real-life days, but hopefully in 2 to 3 episodes from now, we'll get a free $500,000. But with that being said, with the time running down, that was episode 1 of the Rags to Riches series 2-hour edition. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like. If you're new, subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Peace.